Hello students. Yesterday we have learned about what is photoelectric effect. So simple, if we expose some metallic surface by a suitable frequency of light, then there is a emission of electrons takes place, and that phenomena is known as photoelectric emission or photoelectric effect. And obviously you know that emitted electrons are known as photoelectrons, and if there is a current constitutes by photoelectron, then the current will known as photoelectric current. So what is the experimental study? How can we see experimentally? Then there is a emission of electron takes place, or simple, we have to get a photoelectric current. So for this there is a experimental kit here. It's a circuit diagram actually. In this taken a evacuated chamber in which two plates are here. One is cathode and second is anode. So we also call emitter plate to cathode and collector plate to anode. Why it is called so, I will tell you later. But first, as you know that cathode is made up of a large number of electrons. Actually in anode there is also a large electron, but you know that cathode can emit electrons, so that's why we expose it by suitable frequency of light, and due to this exposure you know that photons transfer its whole energy to the metal surface electrons, and definitely after getting that energy electrons are capable to penetrate the potential barrier, and they can escape from that barrier, and ultimately we will get some current in the circuit. So to get that current we must apply a potential difference on this plate, because if I will show you what is the relation of potential difference with this photoelectric current, because let's see that if we will apply negative potential on this anode, then definitely that negative potential repel emitted photoelectrons, and no photoelectron will be collected at this plate, collector plate, and circuit will be incomplete, and no electric current will be absorbed in the micrometer. Okay. So to obtain current we must apply some positive potential on this anode plate or collector plate, so that they can attract easily photoelectrons, and we can get some current. And if we increase this positive potential continually, then definitely the photoelectrons will be increased, means collected photoelectrons will be increased, and definitely the electric current will increase here. Actually I will tell you that case, then after some times current becomes constant, saturation current is obtained. All that case I will tell you later. But first, the simple experiment for photoelectric effect is we have to take two metal plates, one is cathode and second is anode, and we put this in some evacuated chamber, and after that we applied a potential difference to these plates, which we have to apply negative potential to cathode and positive potential to anode, so that electric current can constitute due to emitted photoelectrons, and finally we can get photoelectric current, means with the help of light source we can get current in the circuit. So this is the conversion of light energy into electric energy also. So this is simple experiment in which the cathode plate is working as the emitter of electron, that's why we call it emitter plate, and as the anode is collecting electrons, so that's why it is known as collector plate. So I think experiment is clear to you. The important thing here is what is the result of this experiment, means this photoelectric current depends on what factors. So first factor which photoelectric current depends, that is potential difference or voltage of applied source. As I told you to get photoelectric current, to collect photoelectrons here, we have to apply some potential on it. So if we will apply negative, let us consider if I will apply positive potential to this plate, then what will be? So definitely if we will apply positive potential, then that positive potential repel, let us suppose that this is nucleus, this is our electron. So positive potential attract this electron here, so definitely there will be no emission of electron and no collection of electron at anode plate, and circuit will be incomplete in this case. So to get negative potential, emitted photoelectron, we must have to apply negative potential, so that this negative potential can repel electron to this direction, and circuit can be complete. Okay, simple, I think clear hai. Simple. After emission of photoelectron, it is also necessary to collect it here. Also for the collection, we have to apply negative potential on this surface, and this negative potential will repel these electrons to this side, and definitely this will help you to collect these electrons at anode. Clear? Second is, I have already told you, if we will apply positive or negative potential on this plate, collector plate. So if we will apply positive potential, then definitely this positive potential will attract electrons here, and the circuit will be complete, and we get some current. And if we increase positive potential on this plate, then consequently electric current also increases. As one more thing I want to tell you here. Let us suppose that I expose this metal surface by 2 electron volt source. Okay, so at this 2 electron volt, let us consider there are 3 emitted electrons. Simple. If you will expose metal surface by suitable light only of some energy, then definitely that electrons will get free from the surface, who need 2 electron volt energy. As you know that outer electrons needs smaller energy than the core electrons, inner electrons, because you know that inner electrons are strongly bonded by the nucleus, and that's why we need more energy to them free. And also they have to travel this distance to overcome the potential barrier, means they need some kinetic energy, and also they need a large energy to overcome this nuclear attraction force. So that's why if 2 volt is not sufficient for this electron, then only this electron will emit, and there will be few number of electrons for this energy. Okay, so let us suppose that there are 3 electrons for this energy. So we applied positive potential. Suppose that for 2 volt 1 electron is collected here, for 3 volt 2 electron is collected here, for 5 volt 2 electrons are collected, for 5 volt let's 3 electron is collected here. So after 5 volt, if you will apply voltage at anode, then current will be constant, because there are no any other emitted photoelectrons. So number of photoelectrons are constant, and all the emitted photoelectrons are collected by collector plate. So that after 5 volt, if we will apply, we will increase simply anode voltage, there will be no increase in photoelectric current due to emitted photoelectrons. Then current will be constant for that case, and this current is called, the maximum value of current is called saturation value. So let's see the graph for this. this we can take photoelectric current, and at this is anode voltage. Okay, so as we are increasing anode voltage in starting, if we will apply positive potential, then consequently electrons will be attracted by this anode, and we will get we will get increase in current. But when all the electrons are collected by the collector plate for some suitable frequency or suitable energy, then for that case, if let this is the maximum current obtained for that case, means at energy E1 this is the maximum current obtained. So after that, if there are no few other emitted electrons, then definitely there will be no collection of emitted electrons and current will be constant. So this is the saturation value for energy E1, or you can also write it nu1 frequency. Okay. Now if we want to increase this saturation current or maximum current in case of photoelectric effect, then we have to increase this value, means we must increase energy or frequency of incident light. So if we will apply 4 electron volt for let us suppose there are emission of 8 electrons this time. Okay, means for greater energy there will be greater emission of electron, as this energy will help to emit to penetrate the potential barrier for the core electrons, inner electrons also. Okay, so definitely there will be more emitted electrons here. And now if we will increase positive potential or anode, there will be collection of electron, and let us consider these 8 electrons are collected for this and gives this current. Okay, after that if we will increase this anode voltage, then again current will not increase, current becomes constant here, as all the electrons are collected by the collector. So this is the maximum value for the case of E2. Clear? Third case, if again we want to increase this saturation value, then we have to again increase this intensity of light. Okay, so I think this is clear. First graph is potential difference versus photoelectric current, and if we are applying certain energy, then for that case we get limited number of electrons, and if all those electrons are collected by the collector, then definitely currents become constant, and this value of current is known as saturation value of current. There is one more graph here also. If suddenly we will apply negative potential on this anode, then it or you start to decrease the potential at anode, so the current don't becomes zero suddenly. It start to decrease as some number of electrons can also reach for this potential. As you know that if you take surface electrons, means outer electron, valence electron, then valence electron needs only to penetrate barrier. So the energy which they have taken from photons, they use that energy, some of that energy to penetrate the barrier, and other energy for their kinetic energy. They increase their kinetic energy, so they through their velocity they can reach to this potential at very low value. So definitely if we will decrease the value of anode voltage, or we are applying negative potential to anode voltage, then definitely some electrons will reach. And but if again and again we are applying negative potential, then after some time there will be one voltage for which this electron can't reach to this collector voltage, because for that let us suppose this is minus 2 volt. Okay, for minus 2 volt, if this electron feels repulsion, then definitely this electron will not reach to collector plate and current becomes zero, because these are the highest kinetic energetic electron, means they have highest kinetic energy, they are highest velocity. So if they are not reaching to this, then definitely no any other core electron will reach to that, because the core electrons have to penetrate barrier and also have to increase kinetic energy, means their the most of the part of energy is used to overcome the barrier, overcome the nuclear force. So that's why they have their velocity is less, means in photo electric effect there are the emission of different velocities of electrons and different energies of the electrons. So that's why some of the electron can be collected at some lower voltage, and some of the electron, to collect some other electrons we have to increase this anode voltage. So ultimately we can find out this graph. For the negative potential, let's see what is the graph. This is for positive anode voltage. Let us suppose now we decrease this anode voltage, then I have told you that some of the electron can also reach at that voltage if they have sufficient kinetic energy, means this current, this collector current cannot be zero suddenly, but after some time it will be zero when we will again increase this negative potential. Means for a value of negative potential, I think this graph I want to like this. Let us construct it in this way. Okay. Let us suppose for this value of anode voltage we have current 0. In starting we have current I, means the maximum current, and now we start to decrease this collector plate voltage, and suddenly the current start to decrease because they feel more repulsion by this plate, and ultimately for some voltage no electrons is collected by collector and current becomes 0. This voltage is known as threshold voltage or cutoff potential. Threshold voltage or cutoff potential, means at cutoff potential collector current becomes 0 for the application of negative collector plate. Actually that can also be positive. Negative means only we have to compare the the voltage in case of maximum saturation current and in case of zero collector current. So like for 4 volt this has maximum saturation current. Okay, means like that. Suppose at 4 volt it has maximum saturation current. Clear? And suppose here the voltage is 2 volt. So for 2 volt means within 2 volt it start to decrease, and ultimately at 2 volt no electron is capable to reach at the collector voltage, then current becomes 0. So in comparison to this voltage, this is negative. So negative means not always we have to apply negative potential, it is only comparable voltage, means in comparison to high voltage we have to apply only low voltage. Okay, so I think this is clear. First relation, first dependency of this photoelectric current is on applied potential. Means if we will apply different types of potential on anode, then there will be the different behavior of photoelectric current, photoelectron towards the plate, and we will get current according to that behavior. Second, intensity of incident light and collector current. Let us suppose collector current is IC. Now, what will be the relation? What will be the effect on photoelectric current if we will increase intensity of light source for some constant potential? So to plot the graph, we must have to keep other quantity constant and only variation in one quantity, so that we can easily plot the graph. Okay. So for the plotting of this graph, we have to keep this potential constant. So let us suppose that I have given 2 volt to this anode. Okay. At 2 volt there can be collection of some photoelectrons. Means let us suppose there can be some collection of 8 electrons at this volt. Okay. Now this is the constant value. Now what will be if we will increase the intensity of light source? As you know that intensity of light source will increase the emission of electron. Always keep one thing in mind: frequency of light source can't increase the emission of electron. Only intensity of light can increase the emission of electron. As more electron are emitted with more intensity, you have already know the property of light. Means if we will increase intensity of light, then there will be more photons in the light waves, and they will give their whole energy to electrons metal surface, and definitely there will be a large number of photoelectrons emitted from the metal surface corresponding to that intensity or that photons. Okay, clear, simple. If we are increasing intensity, then there will be increase in photoelectrons. So if the number of photoelectrons increases, then definitely current will increase here. I think this concept is clear to you. In this way, current will be increased. Okay. Now intensity of incident light and photoelectric current. So as you know that in case of, if we are increasing intensity, then definitely there will be increase in number of photoelectrons. If number of photoelectrons are increased, then definitely there will be a large collection of photocurrent, and current will increase linearly. So if this is the intensity and this is photoelectric current or collector current, then if we will apply different intensity of light, then we will get such types of graph for that. If this is I2, this is I3. I3 is greater than I2, greater than I1. If you will see the greatest value, then if intensity is increased, then definitely for lower intensity we can get higher current. As intensity, I was told you that for greater intensity there are greater number of photons present in that light, and if number of photons are increased, then definitely there will be increase in emitted photoelectrons, and that photoelectrons is collected by collector plate, and consequently current will increase. And if we want to get current for lower energy or current very rapidly actually, so we have to apply intensity more and more on this cathode plate. Okay, so I think intensity versus photoelectric current graph is clear to you. Keep one thing in your mind: frequency can't increase the number of photoelectrons, only intensity can increase the number of photoelectrons. So I am coming to the next topic. Then what is the frequency of incident light versus photoelectric current? But first we have to keep that concept in mind, because always students are confused in that case. Intensity of light increases number of emitted photoelectrons, as in that light there are large number of photons, and they can even transfer their energy to the surface electron and core electrons, so that more number of electrons can produced by the metal surface. Okay, clear? If we apply different frequencies on this metal surface, as you know that if intensity is constant, then definitely there will be a constant number of photons in that light, and if we increase frequency, then energy of that photon will increase, and that energy, increased energy, is used to enhance the kinetic energy of the photoelectrons. Means number of photoelectrons emitted is constant. Means for, let us assume that for the frequency nu1, there are emitted photoelectrons, 10 photoelectrons are emitted. So this number is constant as intensity is constant for that case. So for constant intensity, let us consider there are 10 number of photoelectrons, and if we apply different frequency or we use different frequency, then this different frequency will provide extra kinetic energy to these 10 electrons, so that at lower collector voltage they can also reach to this collector plate. Means the electrons which in normal condition which can reach here for 4 volt, they can now reach to there for 1 volt, minus 1 volt also. Means the value, if we decrease the value of collector current, for that also we can get simply photoelectric current if we are enhancing intensity of frequency of incident radiation. So I think now this is clear to you. The frequency of incident radiation increase the kinetic energy of emitted photoelectrons, so that at lower potential we can also get this collector plate. In normal life we have tendency that in very few fuel means we want to use fuel in a smaller way. So that's why if we want to save fuel, then we have to apply lower voltage on it. We want to apply lower voltage. So for that case, this condition can help us. Means different frequency of light if we use, means higher frequency provide more kinetic energy to the emitted photoelectrons, and for lower potential we can already collect that photoelectrons and we can obtain current for that. So I think this concept is now clear to you. So third is, what is the variation of frequency and what is the variation of photoelectric current with frequency of incident light? Okay. Let us suppose there are three frequencies, nu1, nu2, nu3, and as you know that for if we keep intensity constant, then definitely there will be constant number of photoelectrons emitted. So let us suppose that if for that constant number of photoelectrons, if 10 electrons are whole collected at this collector plate, then we will get this saturation current. Means saturation or maximum current will be constant. Now if we are applying greater frequency, means nu3 is greater than nu2 and this is greater than nu1. So let us suppose for this frequency electron gets some kinetic energy, and due to that kinetic energy it can reach to the collector voltage for this volt, and ultimately threshold voltage is this for mu1. Now if we will increase the frequency of incident radiation, then definitely I have told you that electron will get more kinetic energy so that they can reach to collector voltage even if we decrease this potential. Means now threshold voltage will decrease. Again, if we want to get more decrement in this threshold voltage, then we have to increase this frequency of incident radiation. Means we have to give more kinetic energy to the electrons, so that if they get attain more velocity, then they can easily reach to this collector voltage even for negative and negative potential. So let's end the class here. Next day I will tell you more variation of photoelectric current with more dependent factors. Then other dependent factor like what types of metal we are using for the photoelectric current, and what is the work function, and what is threshold frequency, and how photoelectric current is related to that. So let's end the class. Thank you.